Download the BCSN Plus app today. Sidekicks on Sports Nightly is presented by Frogtown Johnny's, Toledo's #1 sports bar and grill since 1992.
Sidekicks, Frogtown Johnny's, Coach Francis Stevens. No better combination. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I'm looking forward to talking about what we're going to see here potentially in the next week. So some games were kicked off last night. Congratulations to Sylvania South. You girls, big win for them against Springfield. They're on to the district semifinal against Anthony Wayne, the top seed in Division II.
All right, so let's get into some matchups that could happen and some matchups that are happening, some projections and whatnot. We're going to begin in the boys Division II Northeast 4 district. You have the top-seeded Perrysburg Yellow Jackets facing 7-seeded St. Edwards in the district final. That's your projection, but why so confident in the Yellow Jackets, Andy?
I think that St. Ed's team I think they're built to kind of make a jump start here. I mean, what a big draw they had about a week and a half ago against St. Ed's. They're playing really good soccer. Greg Moyloff, who's a former graduate and alum of St. Ed's as well, too. He's a young coach, very, very ambitious. I would like to see Perrysburg and St. Ed's in that district final at North Ridgeville. You got to give the slight edge to that Perrysburg side because, one, their very senior Leighton Brayton Heitmeyer, the Buckeye Division Player of the Year, has been absolutely nothing but spectacular for them. Isaac Clapper up front as well, too. They're physically gifted to really get a team that can really kind of run at teams that might not have that type of physicality.
Meanwhile, girls Division II Northwest 1.
Well, the problem is going to be is this: can you beat Chip Smith in October? You know, we always talk about Michigan State. You know, it's January, February, Izzo, and then April, right? Notre Dame's been in 6 of the last 8 district finals. They've won 6. They've been to multiple regionals. They've been to regional finals. They were in the Final Four back in 2018 with Ashley Barron and Alexa Bauer on those teams. So I think that really, if you look at this Notre Dame team, they've been really kind of under the radar, really young this year. I mean, let's talk about the first game of the year we had on television. They lost to Perrysburg 11-0. That scares you, right? You know what I mean? But you're going to get better. You can't take anything away from the Lady Cats because they were in a district final last year against Anthony Wayne, lost that game, and they got a really good, defending crew back there with Cam Solo and also Ava Barneski. But I like this Notre Dame team to kind of make some noise. It's going to be a home game for Sylvania Northview on their home field, but I really like this Notre Dame team to potentially take it and then go play against St. Ursula Academy in the district final.
Meanwhile, boys Division II, Northwest 2, you're projecting a holy war. Part 3 between St. Francis and St. John's. The Knights took both matchups against the Titans in the regular season. But before we even get there, what makes you so confident that both the Knights and Titans will get to that point?
Well, they played against the City League Championship teams, against Lima Senior and also against a Start team as well, too. I just don't think those teams are at that caliber that can really push these teams. St. Francis is on upset alert right now. If they don't show up to play for 80 minutes, St. Francis might be going home and St. John's gets through because that St. John's team is playing a lot better than what they were a couple months ago. Really like the aggressive play. They're starting to take a lot more risks. They've actually moved Charlie Case a little bit higher up the field a little bit to kind of give support to Samuka and company up there. I think this St. John's team, if they can do the things that they did towards the end of the year, getting that big result against DCC, the way they played complete against Ottawa Hills, St. John's can win the district title.
And finally, boys Division III, Northwest 1. You have Southview meeting Perkins. Now, the Cougars, as we know, the 2 seed deservingly, but the Pirates, 15-0-3. They drew Springfield 4-4 earlier in the season. If these two were to meet, I mean, come on now. It's a hard pick, but who do you got?
I like what Andy Kufel's done with this team. They're probably one of the most under-respected teams under the radar all year long. I mean, they've given up 7 goals all year long. They're stingy defensively. They're very aggressive. They take their chances when they create the chances. They beat a really good Springfield team. They're #1 in the state, 4-0. They weren't even close. And Adam Sloan can be an attest to that. This Perkins team, when you see them, it's like, my God, they're big. They're big guys. They're very, very athletic. They're going to run at you, be very, very downhill, and those things like that. Really good central backs at the back and really good goalkeeping. Partner, fasten your seatbelts, man. It's about to be a fun couple weeks here, and I can't wait to be on some of these games next week.
Coach Francis Stevens, he will be calling some of these big-time matchups, so watch out for that. And, of course, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely.